Hello students, welcome to the online lecture series of St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. Myself Satendra Vats, Assistant Professor in ETC department. In today's lecture we will see the number system and the code conversion, that is how we can convert from one code to another. Like if we have the binary number system, and we want to convert the code into hexadecimal or octal or decimal, so how we do that we will see in this video. So this is a part of unit 2nd of digital electronics etc 4th semester. So we can have the number system with base b, and the value of b can be anything greater than 1. That is, if it is a decimal number system, then b would be 10. For a binary number system, b would be 2, and for a octal number system it would be 8. For a hexadecimal number system, b would be 16. Okay, so any positive integer b greater than 1 can be chosen as the base for a positive number system. Similarly, in the decimal number system, as b is 1, and in the binary system b is 2. So such a system uses b symbol for these integers. That is, if it is a octal number system, it will use 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7. If it is a hexadecimal number system, it will use from 0, 1, 2, 3 up to f. F is for 15. That is, 15 numbers would be there in hexadecimal. In binary it would be only 0 and 1, and in decimal it will be from 0 to 9, that is 10 digits. Okay, or 10 symbols. Any integer n represented in a system can be represented by a sequence of base b digit. That is, this one, if I say, if I have a decimal number in a decimal system, it can be written as 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the sequence of bits, and every bit or the digit will have a place value. For example, in the decimal number system, this first place will be a unit place, and its positional value would be 10 raised to power 0. Similarly, for the tens place, the value of this place or the positional value would be 10 raised to power 1. Similarly, for this one it would be 10 raised to power 2, and this one it would be 10 raised to power 4. This is all of you know very well, the decimal number systems. Okay, so any positive integer in a decimal system represent in the decimal system as a string of decimal digits, that is from 0 to 9, may be expressed as a sum of powers of 10. As I have told you, if I have 2, 3, 4, 5, it can be expressed as 2 into 10 raised to power 3 plus 3 into 10 raised to power 2 plus 4 into 10 raised to power 1 and plus 5 into 10 raised to power 0. So this is how it can be represented as the sum of powers of 10. Then this is another example. You can see the positional value of 8 is 10 raised to power 3, and for 2 it is 2 raised to 10 raised to power 2, and for 5 it is 10 raised to power 1, and for 3 it is 10 raised to power 0. So it comes out to be 8000 plus 200 plus 50 plus 3. And the fractional part can also be, for fractional parts, the positional values will be 10 raised to power minus 1 if it is the first digit after decimal, that is this digit. So it would be 10 raised to power minus 1, then the second digit would be 10 raised to power minus 2, and the third digit would be 10 raised to power minus 3, and so on. So for example, if I have 0.526, so for 5 it would be 10 raised to power minus 1, for 2 it will be 10 raised to power minus 2, and for 6 it will be 10 raised to power minus 3. So the number 837.526 can be represented as 800 plus 30 plus 7, which is the integer part, and then the fractional part can be represented as 0.5 plus 0.02 plus 0.006. Now comes the binary number system. The place in the binary system are in the power of base 2. That is, the positional values will be like 2 raised to power 0, 2 raised to power 1, 2 raised to power 2, and so on for the integer part. And for the decimal part it would be 10 raised to power minus 1, 2 raised to power minus 2, 2 raised to power minus 3, and so on, as was the case in decimal. So but in binary number system we will use only two digit, that is 0 and 1, because the base is 2 to represent all the numbers. Okay, the place value of the integer part of a binary system are, these are the place values, and for the fractional part these are the place values. We can calculate as 2 raised to power minus 4 would come out to be 0.0625, and similarly if it goes on 2 raised to power 3 would comes out to be 8, which are the positional values. That is, you all know in binary system the position value of first digit would be 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, and 32, and so on. Okay, so it now comes the octal system. Octal system, it will which use b is 7, that is we will use 0 to, sorry, b is 8, that is we will use 0 to 7, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 symbols to represent any number in octal. So for b is equal to 8, each octal digit has a unique 3-bit binary representation. So these are the symbols that we will use in octal, and for all of these we have 3-bit representation in binary, that is 000 for 0, and similarly for 7 it would be 111. The positional value can be given as we have seen in decimal and binary, that is 8 raised to power minus 3, and so on. It could be 8 raised to power minus 4, and so on. And similarly 8 raised to power 0, 8 raised to power 1, 8 raised to power 3 for the integral part, and this is for the fractional part. Now comes the hexadecimal system. Since its base is 16, we will be using 15 symbols from 0 to F, and 0 to 9 are same as in decimal. For 10 it would be A, for 11 it would be 12 B, for 13 it would be C, for 14 it would be D, for 15 for A is 10, and then 15 it would be F. So it would be from 0 to 15, and their binary representation would require 4 digits, and the positional value can be counted as 16 into raised to power minus 2 minus 1 for the fractional part, and 16 raised to power 0, 16 raised to power 1, 2, and so on for the integer part. So now we come to the conversions. So if I am given a binary number and I need to convert it into decimal, so if any number is given in binary, we will multiply the digit or the weight with the positional value to convert it into decimal. That is, for this one the positional value is 2 raised to power 0. For the 0 it will be 2 raised to power 1, and for 1 it will be 2 raised to power 2. And for the fractional part it would be, for first digit it would be 2 raised to power minus 1, plus for second it would be 1 into 2 raised to power minus 2, and for the third, that is 0, it would be 0 into 2 raised to power minus 3. So when I add all of them it comes out to be 5.875. Now if I am given a decimal number and I need to convert it into binary, so the binary's base is 2, so I will divide this decimal number by 2 for the integral part, that is 109 divided by 2. The quotient would be 54 and the remainder would be 1. Again, if I divide 54 by 2, the quotient would be 27, remainder would be 0. So similarly I keep on dividing till I get 1 or 0 in the last. So for the integer part, this would be my binary number, that is I will take from the last number, that is the last value of the remainder, 1 1 0 1 1 0 1. So this would be my integer part, and for the fractional part I will keep on multiplying with 2 and keeping the integer part of that multiplication. That is, if I multiply 0.78125 into 2, it will give me 1.56250. So I will keep the 1 and then multiply 0.5625 with 2 again. It will give me again 1.1250. I will keep 1 and multiply 0.125 with 2 and so on. So in last I get 1. So this time I will take from the first value, that is 11001. So it will be my binary representation of the fractional part. So the total answer would be this. Now if I need to convert octal to decimal, if I am given a octal number and I need to convert it to decimal, now instead of 10 or 2 I would need the positional value as 8 raised to power 0, 8 raised to power 1, and I will multiply it with the digit or the weight at that place. That is, for 7 it would be multiplied with 8 raised to power 0. For 2 it will be multiplied with 2 raised into 8 raised to power 1, and so on. For fractional part it would be 4 into 10 raised to power minus 1, then 0 into 8 raised to power minus 2, then 5 into 8 raised to power minus 3. So this one, that is the change. If we are given some number in octal or binary or hexadecimal, the procedure would remain same to convert it into decimal. We need to multiply the weights, that is, or the digits, with their positional values. If it is a decimal number system, I would multiply it with 10. If it is a hexadecimal, I would multiply by 16. If it is binary, I will multiply by 2 raised to powers, and if it is octal, I will multiply it with the powers of 8, that is the positional values. So to convert to decimals, the procedure would remain same, but the base changes every time. So this is how it can be converted to decimal. Then if I need to convert decimal to octal, then I would divide this time as b is equal to base is 8. So I will divide the integer part with 8 and keep the remainder. So remainder would be 6327 for the integer part. So this is the answer. For fractional part, I will multiply it with the power, with 8 and keep the integer. That is, in this case it is 4. Then I will multiply again with 8 and I will keep 0. Then again multiply it by 8. Then I will keep 5. Then again multiply it by 8 and it comes out to be 1 this time. So I would stop here. So it would be 4051. So the answer would be 6327.54051. So this procedure is also same as if I need to convert decimal to octal or binary or hexadecimal, then for integer I will divide with the base. For integer I will divide it with the base and keep on dividing, and the remainder would give me the answer. And for the fractional part I will multiply it with the base, that is for either by 2 or 8, or in hexadecimal I will multiply it with 16. So this is how we can do it. So octal to binary can be converted as each octal digit can be represented using 3 binary digits. So I will represent them individually with 3 digits. So for 6 it is 110, for 3 it is 011, and for 7 it is 111. So it can be converted into binary by converting individual digits of octal number to binary. If binary is need to be converted to octal, then I will make group of 3 digits from the right, that is 011. Then I will make again 100 and 1 would remain. So I will add, as only 1 is there, I will add 2 zeros to make it 3 digits. Then I will write there decimal, or that is 110 is 6, 011 is 1, and 001 is 1. So it would be the octal representation. Now for hexadecimal to decimal, I would again repeat the same procedure as we have seen earlier. That is, this time I will multiply with the positional values that are the power of 16s. So this is how you can do it. And for decimal to hexadecimal, I will divide the integer part by 16 and write down the remainders from the last digit to first. And for fractional part, I will multiply it with 16 and keep the integer value. So it comes out to be 2a 3.a, and a is nothing but the 10 in hexadecimal. As for a we use 10, for B use 11, for C it would be 12, for D it would be 13, for E it would be 14, and for F it would be 15. Now if I need to convert hexadecimal to binary, I represent every individual digit with 4 binary digits. So A is 10, so it can be represented as 1010. For 9 it would be 1001. That is, I would use 4 digits to represent in binary each individual digit in hexadecimal. And if I need to convert binary into hexadecimal, then I will make group of 4 digits from right, and if less than 4 digit remains in the last, I will add the number of digit to make it equal to 4. That is, in this case I am remain with 10, so I will add 2 zeros to make it 4 digits and then represent them. This is 2, this is 2, this is 9, this is 10 for A, this is F, that is 15, so I will represent in hexadecimal. Now we have some more codes, natural BCD codes. That is, we would use only 0 to 9 digit in binary coded decimal, and will represent the individual uh, digits with their binary equivalents using 4 bits. That is, for example, if I have 4256, which is in base 10, that is decimal number, if I need to convert it into BCD, then I will represent every digit using 4 digit. It is different from hexadecimal, as in hexadecimal we could also represent 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, but in this one we have only 0 to 9 symbols. So in BCD these are represented as their binary equivalent using 4 digits. So for 456, which is in decimal, can be represented in BCD as 0100 0010 0101, and for 6 it is 0110. So this is BCD. We will use only 0 to 9 symbols and represent them in 4 binary bits. Whereas XS3 code, we will add 3 to the BCD code. So if I have 2 in BCD and if I add 3, that is 011, so it would become 5 for 0101, which is the XS3 code for the 2 in BCD. Okay, so if I add, the code for each decimal digit is obtained by adding decimal 3 to the natural BCD code. So I will add decimal 3 to each digit. So for 2 I add 3, then it becomes 0101. Okay, for gray code, it is a very useful code in which a decimal number is represented in binary form in such a way that each gray code number differs from the preceding or the succeeding number. That is, if I have a number that is a 4-digit number, then it will differ from the succeeding number in only 1 digit, and the 3 digit would remain same. And if I compare it with the previous number, then also the 2 digit would be, there would be a difference of only 1 bit, and the 3 bits would be same. So between any two codes or the numbers in gray code, there would always be a change of only 1 digit out of all the digits. So I have made the table to represent the decimal number in binary, BCD, XS3 and gray code. So for 0 to 15, I have represented them using 4 bits. So for 0 it will be 4 times 0, for 1 it would be 0001, and so on. For 15 it would be 4 times 1. So this is a binary representation of 0 to 15. And for BCD, as I have told you, that we would use only from 0 to 9. So it would remain the same in binary from 0 to 9. So we will use only 0 to 9 in BCD. Okay, if I am given a number 935, so I can represent in it in BCD, like for 5 it would be 1001, for 3 it would be 0011, and for 9 it would be, sorry, it was for 5 it was 0101, 0101, and for 9 it would be 1001. So this would be the BCD code for this decimal number. We would use 4 binary digits to represent each individual digit. Similarly, we can find the axis by adding 3 to the BCD code. So for first 0 I will add 3, so it becomes 0011. Similarly, for 9 if I add 3 it would become 1100, that is 12. So this is our axis 3 code, which can be find out by adding 3 to the BCD code. Now comes the gray code. So we have 15 decimal numbers. So for gray code I would use 4 digits. So every two codes we can see are differing only at one place. That is, if I compare 0 and 1, so there is a change of 0 to 1 in the LSB only. Similarly, if I compare, let's say 8 and 9, that is 8, sorry, this is 8 and this is 9. So 1100 is for 8, and then for 9 in gray code it is 1101. Only the LSB is changing, all the digits are same. Whereas 8 in binary was 1000, but in gray code it is 1100, and in the for 9 it is 1101. So the representation of numbers in gray and binary are totally different. We would use the code we will design our code such that the two consecutive codes differ only in one place, that is in one bit, which we have already seen in the K-maps. In K-maps we use the gray code to represent the number of cells, so that we can simplify it easily, because two adjacent cells, if we use gray code, would differ only in one place, and we can reduce our literals or variables by pairing, or by making quads, or by making octets. So this is how it would be used in K-maps. So this is it for this lecture. Thank you very much.